Well, about a year ago, I was on the quest to find some steaks that were lighter than the ones I already had. And in doing so, I was looking at titanium. These particular steaks were made by Tokes. You can see them right here. And there's like a 6-pack for around $18, which is a pretty big chunk of money, and I was scared to do it, but I thought, after a year kind of analyzing the steaks, you can see I've bent the corner of this one here. Quite a few of them kind of got a nice little bow in it like that there. And I've inevitably been using other steaks at the same time. The ones that I have been using, you can get at your local Wally World. They're these. You guys are probably very familiar with them. They're the Coghlan's. These run about 97 cents a piece. So a lot cheaper. A 6-pack of that, well, $6. So I'm trying to find lightweight version, and I really like carrying my steaks in a bag. Like this one here that the titanium steaks came in. Inevitably 6 steaks are not quite enough to help tie out the guy lines on it. So what I've done is this. Simply taking my steak and cutting it down. And I'll show you how I did that. That way, if you're curious, it's easy. Well, before you get started, there are some legitimate safety concerns. Number 1, your eyes. This is sharp. The edges on your steaks are going to be sharp. And it's aluminum. So when you're grinding on it, you're going to end up with some aluminum dust. If you're concerned about that, I wouldn't even think about trying this. But for me, I should be, I guess. Here you go. 10 snips. Easily enough. We just start right at the line. Clip, turn, clip, turn, clip. Nice little wiggle, kind of helps loosen things up a little bit. One extra clip on that one. These snap off really easy, you can kind of see. Done. We'll move on to this. Here's where it comes flying off. Save your eyes, guys. There we go. File that baby up. Now we have a nice 6-inch steak that fits perfectly in the bag with the rest of them. Now this is aluminum, and it will clog up your file, so you may want to get a file card. Definitely don't want this sharp enough that it'll poke through the bag. Now that's done, you can kind of see it's just like the other ones. Here, and if your file gets a little clogged, you can just rake it out. There you go. And for those of you that are curious, here's a good size comparison. I just cut them down to exactly the same size. Now, I know some of you are also going to want to know the weights. So here we go. 0.4 ounces or 11 grams. Our new one is 13 grams or 0.5 ounces. And that's a change from 0.6 ounces and 18 grams. Also, in curiosity, this little rope here probably does weigh a little bit of something, so we'll go ahead and take that off of this one. I actually do like having these little ropes on there. They are quite handy for pulling the steaks out. Just stick a stick or another steak in there. 13 grams without the rope. Rope seems to make no difference. One thing to note about these Walmart cheapies is that the heads tend to break off right about here if you use them for a while. I did get an idea from a friend of mine that he suggested the possibility of going ahead. They break off from pounding them in with rocks or whatever and hitting them on the wrong angle. he did suggest going ahead and chamfering these edges just a little bit. I'm actually thinking about trying that. That way you basically have no choice but to hit it right dead center. So I figured a few of you are also going to be curious what the total weight of a 6-pack of titanium steaks are. That is 2.3 ounces or 66 grams. You can see how much bulk that is. It is virtually the size of one of these other steaks. And here's 6 cheapo aluminum ones. It's 2.7 ounces or 77 grams. $11 grams difference. Or it's 0.5, 0.4 ounces. Well, there you have it. That's the video. One other thing real fast. We'll zoom out and I'll show you. I'm excited! Yep. Okay. So, this right over here is a little kind of brochure for a gathering that I'm getting ready to go to. And if you haven't already guessed it, yes, Rabbit Stick 29. That happens September 11th through the 17th of 2016. Happens every year, I think on the, is it third weekend? Yeah, I think it's the third weekend of September. And I will be there. So, if you're going to be there, I'll see you there. I really hope to see you there, because there's a lot to learn and a lot of fun. And there's good eats. If I don't see you there, I'll also be here in February. Winter count. Now you can see, boom, February the 12th through the 18th. I'll also be there. I did end up winning a free entry to that, so why would I not go? Seems kind of legit. So, if I don't see you at Rabbit Stick, hopefully I will see you at Winter Count. And see you guys here.